So this one's in the cold position anyway. It's the way it wides. You've got to swap two cables around to get it rotate clockwise and anti-clockwise. If the buffer is on the right hand side of the boiler, like it is here, so it's going, you know, it's pulling the return from the boilers from the buffer. It's coming this way. What you want to, as it goes hot, you want it to rotate anti-clockwise. So when it goes clockwise, it's closing off that return and making that fully open. As it goes anti-clockwise, it's closing this off and pulling everything through here. Yeah. So if it was on the other side, it would be opposite. So it would turn clockwise to turn off the return leg, the bypass leg. So put it in the cold position. We undo this, take the head off, and make sure that the saddle, like the block off, the sort of saddle on the valve there, and it's also the little nib, like a little arrow on the plastic bit, is pointing towards the return from the buffer tank. So the cold water, basically. We're in a cold position, so we want to block that off totally. Now this one was set there, so it's just like 15 degrees out. It makes all the difference because it's still pulling loads of cold water through, and it will not get its temperature that it's looking for. So always make sure that it's set like that. That's in the cold position, so you can do that in a... Yeah, so that's set. So you can see there's a saddle on the spigot, on the flanges coming out. The little plastic thing only goes in one position. It will only sit in that position, so as you rotate it around, you'll see the little arrow on it. That's it, it's on. It sits nice and tightly. The little locating pins in there. Put the actuator on, and it all sits nicely. And then put a screw in. You might have to change this round. On this one, and I did. So you take the cover off, and you can turn that round again, depending on which. So let's say vor left, so it's coming from the boilers on the left, is the way I remember it. It's all in German. Again, this will only go on in one position. So that's the position we'll set it in. Pop that on. Tighten up. Then we can put it into manual mode just by flicking that round, and we can test that it does rotate round. And you can feel the little arrow and see that. So when it's fully anti-clockwise, that little arrow is pointing up, so it's blocking that off, and you've got full water coming back that way. So turn that round back to there, stick it into automatic again, and then the boiler's controlling that. Now, if it is on the other side,
so and just to put it into automatic again, that's just
there's a little screw there.
That's all it is.
You just press it in and turn it,
right,
and then turn it back. There's a little hand and an A.
Right.
So manual and A for automatic.
Okay.
So that's that. Again, on S29, I think it is, on the pellet boilers and things. I think it's S29 on this as well. You've got a neutral, and then you've got two lives, and you swap them around to change the direction that the actuator goes in. If we go up to the control panel, so now test that. I'm in service mode level, so I'm in service level to do this. I'm in my inputs and outputs, so pump and switch there. Come to there, scroll to the bottom, I've got return riser valve. Double tap that, and then go back, stop and forward. If I hit forward, I can now watch that valve. It runs very slowly. It's a 2-minute valve, I think it is, a 2-minute actuator. But in a couple of seconds, you start seeing the red appearing, and you'll see that it's rotating anti-clockwise. So that means as it's going forward, so state open, forward, it is rotating the correct way. If it doesn't rotate, and it's trying to go clockwise, that means the cables are the wrong way around. So the other way of doing it, to test that that's right, is stop this, go back into manual mode on the actuator, turn it fully anti-clockwise, go back to automatic, come back and press forward, and if it's going the wrong way, you definitely know that the wires are going the wrong way. So it's a case of physically trying to set it up as right as possible first, then coming up and checking that the boiler control is rotating it the right way. Okay. Then when you've done all that, you can see down there you've got a load of red showing now, so it's getting into hot mode, as in it's closing the bypass. So we can just stop that and hit automatic. And then the boiler knows, right, I want to be closed, so it's closing itself automatically there. Okay?
Okay.